Yeah, the stream died. I think Restream server went down for a moment or two. I had to change servers, so normally I have it set to London, but I ended up changing it to auto detect and had to restart the stream. So didn't even know it went down for like a minute. So the only reason why I knew is because the stream preview disappeared out of ground control, which was good fun. So still could be worse. I've had that happen before. It's weird. So random. You didn't miss much because I parked up, so. It's hello Azareth. Anyway, trying to sell my ViewSonic monitor at the boot sale they did not sell. How much did you want for it? £5, but you lowered it while doing the boot sale. Yeah, can't expect much more than that, really. One thing I can say that I made my final payments of my finance on my PC today. So after about a year and a half, I finally have paid it off. So PC is now all mine. Mind you, I did put like £1,000 down deposit, and then only paid like £50–60 a month, and then over the past few months I've literally paid like £200 a month paying off. So. And I've actually overpaid, so I'm getting money back, which is hilarious. Hello, Alan. Welcome back to the channel. So as a reward, I think I might treat myself to 2 new monitors in the not too distant future. Really? I saw that. What kind of name is that? 3174. Oh god. Really? 3174? Oh my. I made the payment direct debit this morning, and then I logged into the account when I got home thinking I'm sure I'm getting close to paying this off. Turns out I've overpaid, so so I'll be getting some money back for that. 125 quid or whatever it be. Better in my pocket than theirs. consider selling my AOC monitor and buying a 1440p one. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting two new monitors now. Because I'm getting a bit of light bleed on this main monitor now. I've had it for how long? Must be at least 5 years now, if not longer. So, doesn't owe me anything. I think he had 2 monitors the same. Probably replace them for the end of the year at some point. I'm not exactly in any rush. I might wait for Black Friday, see if there's any decent deals out there. When I have the money for one, well, yep, that is true. Almost went past the entrance then. First job completed. Not so long. But yeah, another couple of jobs done easily. If not, maybe 3 more. Anyway. Hello Google, welcome back to the channel. Anyway. I'll stay in Germany tonight. Just have a local stream around the area. I think we'll go to Osnabrück next. Should we take... Yeah, why not? Let's take something Farming Simulator approved. The hell, that's not landed properly at all. Might have a bit of... Oh dear. Oh, wait. Really? Game? Really? Stupid thing. It's landed on top of the metal bars. I was thinking there, that's not on the ground. I saw it, I was like, what the hell's going on with that? Got the new farming pack, I have indeed. I think this is one of the loads, isn't it? Yeah, I bought them when I was on holiday for 2 weeks. I bought Iowa as well. And I bought Planet Coaster 2 as well, all at the same time. Suppose I better put it on. I've missed doing some streams, I really have. Now the Cricket 100's pretty much over, but time to get back to it. No 100 match tomorrow. Elimination on Saturday and final on Sunday, so... Careful, Mr. Steve, that farm equipment needs to be delivered nicely, not bang. They're bang on the right, braking hard like T-Reg. No, 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 professional and professional. Same, I got RC2 too, but on CD-ROM. Ah, yeah, I've got it. I've got the open RCT version, but I've got a ISO of the original game somewhere. I must admit, I have contemplated bringing a retro game to the channel, but I just don't know what to do. There's that much I could do. I don't know what to do. That didn't feel smooth. One thing I won't have to put back up with for much longer is the heat in this bedroom. Open a window in a minute when I get to a set of lights that are red. Anything interested in the other stream that crashed, if you know what I mean, in the chat? Not really, no. Nothing happened. Of course it goes to green. Of course it does. Still. Aircon under your gaming tower directed at your legs. I have thought about getting an air conditioning unit for my room, not gonna lie. Probably leave that till next year now. It'll be a bit pointless buying one now. It's at the end of August. I mean, there's still a chance we'll get another heat wave yet. Can never rule it out in September. Or even early October. It's happened before. Shut up, Krazzer, about Christmas time. It's not Christmas time. And welcome to the stream anyway. It's still August. Just about. See, the administrator user is laughing. Sauce, maybe you could place someone down there like Santa Claus licking something, if you know what I mean, to keep you cool. Ugh. What a horrible thought, Google. Nobody saw that. No. Google being very sus, as usual. Nothing's changed. Meanwhile, Homer's not here. Where are you, Homer? Expecting Homer to be here. Liverpool 2 AM aircon. Dear Mr. Woods. Oh, here we go. Krazzer's going to write another essay again, or exam paper. It's not Dear Mr. Woods, it's Dear Mr. Price. Can't on YouTube, not enough words. No, that's true. You could break it up into several messages, I guess. Probably like 10 or 15 messages, if not more. I'm not sure actually how many characters you get in there, YouTube chat. Probably like 300 or something. Dear Mr. Woods, on September the 25th, you'll be meeting with Mr. Price to decide who becomes Jolly B CEO. I need to send him a letter in the post more than anything. Yeah, you probably do, Krazzer. Be funny. I will not be going for that job role, Google. You could pay me £1 billion and I still wouldn't go for it. Brain not braining. Oh, it's just Krazza being his usual self, administrator, as I like to call you. Just Krazza being... just Krazza. Send him a letter with a Weatherspoons leaflet. Oh, I've done that before. Well, magazine. Put it in an envelope, put it through his door and everything. Oh, he hit the freaking roof when he found out who it was. He didn't have a clue who it was for about 2 weeks. Oh, it's so funny. Him having that stroke is mostly likely eating unhealthily. Yeah. It was probably, it's probably twinged a muscle or something and pulled a nerve. I've done it before. Thing is, if he was having a stroke, you'd know about it. Because you wouldn't be able to talk properly, for one. So... and I dare say his face didn't droop down on one side either. CD Road's far more important. Well, to Terence, yeah. Literally anything to do with his YouTube is far more important than anything else. Beep. Terence get paid from YouTube? I honestly have no idea. If it's £1,000 a year, I'd be very much surprised. I don't think it's anywhere near that. False cents per viewer. I probably make more money in a week than he does in a year. I earn close to like £600 a week. So now. Far off, something like that anyway. Might be about 550-ish. Would it be better off getting a part-time job and getting paid more? Well, I would say so, yeah. But we're talking about Terence logic here, i.e., no logic at all. He'd be better off getting a job that paid it, I don't know, a few £100 a week, as well as doing YouTube. You know, he could do, I don't know, 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week. Minimum wage, you're looking at £13.33-ish, something like that. Something like that, whatever it is. Yeah, and he'd be in a far better position financially. But no. And he'd be able to come off universal credit because he'd be earning enough money. It's now £62 to £999 a year. Oh dear. So basically, I earn more money than he does in a day. So the thing is, I've said this before and I've said it again. When his dad does pass, he's going to be in so much trouble financially. It'll be ridiculous. Unless he's got loads of money saved away. Hey, his dad, that is. But I don't think that would be the case. I'd be very surprised. Apparently he's supposed to sell the house his dad lives in 33% each way. So I think to him, his younger brother and some other family member, it might be his sister or something. So, can't see that house being worth more than 50, 60 grand. So that's not much. So, but all his problems. I wouldn't do that, never. I'd prefer to work. Cashier earning way more than that. How much IQ does he have? I don't know. 0 maybe. Probably has like an IQ of like 10 or something. I don't know. I'm only surmising it's going to be worth that, but I can't see it being worth much more than that. It's not exactly in a great condition, as we all know. I think he's had the office replastered, or his supposal office replastered. I think. So bearing in mind I've lived where I've lived now for almost, well, 5.5 years. Purchase price was £144,000. I estimate where I live now to probably be worth in excess of 200,000. Quite easily. So very much a financial gain. Anyway, if he sells the house and gets the money, one, he needs to find another place to stay, which is going to cost him a lot. Second, buying takeaways is going to burn that money away, and useless upgrades. Well, yeah. He'll end up in a bloody council flat or something, and he won't be able to afford to pay it, and get kicked out. Social housing or something or other. Oh, don't forget he has to pay for internet, water, etc. Well, exactly. None of it's cheap. worse, I guess. He wouldn't survive 1 second in his own home. No, I don't think he would either. But, you know, that's what's going to happen eventually. Where to go next? Go Dresden next. Say something completely random. Watermelons, that'll do. Let's say hi to T-Red, surely this will go down to a group chat. Or only if it was with Sharmy. Well, the thing is, Krasser, I'm not even sure they'll ever be together properly. Because the thing is, how long is Sharmy going to want to keep this going? If she was in the right mindset and wanted a relationship, she would not be with him. Surely to God. But I mean, who am I to judge, you know? Love is blind, you know, and all that jazz. But seriously, she's got children, for goodness sake. What kind of role model is he going to be? Oh, crap. That might be Terrence in the future. Arse fat. That's what it looks like. Poor kids can only see their stepdad every 2 years, I know. Well, the thing is, Gorgle, they've got to get married first. He's not classed as stepdad until they do. In the eyes of the law, anyway. At least in the UK, I don't know about other countries like. I mean, this is true, but they are both dirty, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe. See your live reaction to the underwear, T-Reg. Oh no. I was hoping to put that to one side and not have to worry about that. His role model is to sit and play games, abuse the benefit system, doing anything and everything to not get a job. Pretty on par with that, Krasser. You've just summed that up perfectly. That's exactly what he does. God, do you have a dirty mind? He does. It's only the Green Party and the trains and planes, etc., which gets him out usually. No standard. Well, that's the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. What was your reaction when you saw it? I always choked on my food. My reaction is that I wasn't surprised. And I'm still pretty sure he wasn't wearing anything. Not to sound, you know, strange or anything, but you can see the crack of his bloody ass. So, I'm pretty confident he wasn't wearing anything down there. Hello Ben, welcome back to the channel. I'm quite surprised he does Green Party. I mean, he's not the most green himself. Well, no. I mean, gaming all day, that's not exactly very green. Going on planes, that's not green. I think Ben might have come into the stream at an odd time. He was wearing pants that just weren't visible, really. And, Yummy Sim Steve. Really, Gorgle? And we have a viewer here on Twitch. Dan's Gaming UK says, will you be buying Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator on PS5 and Xbox Series X when it comes out? The answer to that will probably be no. Just because I already have it on PC. So I don't see the point in buying it on console, because I probably wouldn't play it. I mean, if you could get it for free and it was on Game Pass or something, I'd give it a go for a laugh. But I don't think I'd buy it. Bet you thought I'd disappeared. It's been a while. I've not been streaming for ages, Ben. So you could say the same about me. Well, he's been on a few planes. It's all not too bad. Well, no. He wasn't well on them flights, though, as we all know. Well, that's his own fault for not doing any preparation flights. Excuse me. I'd say at least he could have done is took a plane to Ireland or to the Isle of Man or the Channel Islands, somewhere in the common travel area. You know, done a few internal flights across the UK, and you know, he might have been a bit better about it, but no. Terrence acts like ETS2 on PS5. It's bad because it's only single player. Well, what did you expect? There's not going to be any TruckersMP or mod support because it's locked down. You might get convoy mode eventually, but that won't happen straight away. I don't even know how to do it on PlayStation or Xbox. There'd probably be a way, but it's not going to be from the start. Got a message yet? No, Ben, sorry. Terrence thinks everything is about PC, when consoles are much more popular due to the cost effectiveness for teens and kids and even some adults. Well, that's the thing. Consoles will always be popular because of the cost factor. Nothing beats PC gaming, but there's nothing wrong with sitting behind a TV in your living room playing games. I did that when I was younger. Imagine those guys playing with stick drift on the CD road. Oh, I know, yeah. It's bad enough with crashes on the CD road right now. Imagine if you had console gamers as well. Oh my lord. Funny thing is, I've never been on a plane. Well, flying's not for everyone. Console's easy as well. Well, that's true. PCs are just so expensive for a decent one. Well, that's the thing. I don't play games anymore. Why not, Ben? That's a thought. Truckfest Northwest is coming up next month. I might go to that. Saying that, I might not go because I'm going to Alton Towers the day before it starts. Again. And I'm planning to anyway. Dual shock battery, empty controller, disconnect, crash into another truck. Yeah. Ben's always out. Yeah. Always tired. I don't have the time anymore. Yeah. One of those things of life. It's all dual sense now, yeah. I know what Ben means, it is hard if you don't have time, but sometimes you have to make time. Everyone's entitled to downtime of some description. Whatever it is you like doing. Wait until school starts. Why is that? Administrator, as I like to call you. I don't use my Xbox at all. My PS5 gets used a few times a year. PC is just so much more useful. Well, this is true. I mean, my Xbox here just sits here gathering dust. I don't use it. I'm tempted to sell it, to be fair. I know somebody who wants one. The downtime is laying in bed like a cabbage. Boring. Never heard of that one before. Excited for school. I know, I thought that, Krasser. Not quite sure how somebody can be excited for school, but there you go. Each their own, I guess. Other than a certain someone. Well, yeah, that's true. We all know who that is. Brett wants one. He does, Krasser. He does indeed. He wants a Series S. They're flashing at you because you have your high beams on. It means you're blinded now, but it's a game. I know people like to play along. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I tend to leave the bloody high beam on. Quite often I forget it's on. It will be quiet in the house so I can focus on other places. Ah, that makes sense. I still go to truck shows and that. Are you going to Knutsford this year, Ben? T-Reg truck show. Oh, other things. Well, yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Give him for free. What, tickets? Sonny McLean on Twitch. Welcome to the stream. It's going well. I hope you're going to enjoy the stream, and big thank you for joining in. Xbox Brett for free. Oh, I see. I mean, I am a generous person and all, but I don't think I can give it away for nothing, surely. You should lower your graphics driving Iveco. Oh shit. Not paid attention. Even, oh, hang on. Driving a Iveco, even with your lights turned on, you can't see nothing. Oh dear. No thanks. Nice to hear that. Drop you a follow, thank you. I'm not, mate. Still haven't recovered from Wales Truck Show. Oh bloody hell. When was that? That was last month, really. Or earlier this month. Do you stream daily? Not daily, no. Whenever I do stream, it's usually about 3 or 4 times a week. I had a break from it recently due to other things, but there you go. Give it him for the price of a Series X. Aren't they like 500 quid or something? It's been a while since I looked at the price of one of them. No, last weekend. I thought it was earlier in the month. Oh dear. I tend to stream about 3 hours most times. 2.5, 3 hours. Going to be a bit shorter today. About 2 hours at most. Well, Brett may not notice. What do you mean by that, Krazza? That's coming off here. Let's take it. Five hours. I could probably only ever do a 5-hour stream when I'm not working the next day. I mean, I'm not working Tuesday next week, so I could do that Monday evening. Where do you love to stream? Like on PC or PlayStation? Always on PC. It's 2 hours. No, no, no. You need the 4 cents 9-hour stream for £10. I'm not that desperate, Gorgle. Unlike somebody we know. Yeah, not been doing... hang on. But yeah, not been doing a lot, but earning money. Right, okay. I need to move my chat windows around in ground control and have the chat on the left side rather than the right side, so I don't have to look over. I can see it on the left side without having to move my head. By the way, what do you do besides streaming? I work in IT. I find it funny how he crossed out his revenue on the photos. It's so little though, you just know. Well, exactly. He does that because he's probably too embarrassed to unveil how much he actually earns each week or month or year or whatever. As I say, I probably earn more in a week than he does in a year. So... the IT guy over the phone and says the computer has a virus. I do a lot more than that, Krazza. I keep a lot of equipment in operational order, so to speak. People always ask what he does alongside YouTube. He just can't answer that one. No. What does he actually say, Krazza? Because I must admit, obviously I no longer tune into his streams, as we know. But what does he actually say? Does he fob the question off and move on to something else? Well, I'm an artist, but to be honest, I do digital art for the past 4 or 5 years. I'm making customised logos, banner overlays and other stuff. I'm so stressed because I want it all by 25, I can't slow down and go out on the piss every weekend. Thing is, Ben, why do you want everything by 25? Say, I'm almost 31 and I still haven't got everything I want. But, you know. Although I do admit, probably in the next 12 months I will have everything I want. But, you know. It takes time to build these things and, you know, you can't continually work and work and work forevermore. Really thinks that he would have YouTube as a full-time job at first, because I know that's stupid on such a low count. Well, yeah. Oh no. He does say YouTube is his full-time job. People don't really understand, but they go along. Yeah. 12 months you'll have a woman. Well, never say never, Google. But what I refer to as me having everything stems to me driving. That is the next hoop to jump through. A woman comes after that, in my opinion. But I'm not exactly one of these people who's going to go out there looking. It'll happen one day. You know. Just dreams, mate. It's the only way I'll feel successful in life. Well, this is true. It's not bad to have dreams, but and ambitions, but you've got to look at reality as well. You know, what does reality offer you? If you can make your dreams into reality, then even better. Eventually these people become detached from Terence. He lures you in for some time and then you realise who he is and you steer away. Hula hoops. You get that car licence in one go. Well, I imagine I would, Google, to be quite honest. I didn't work in insurance for 10 years and not learn nothing, so... People are passing their tests in 6 months these days, yeah. Well, I have it planned that I want to pass my theory before the end of the year. And then I want to start driving lessons in March, or around that sort of time. I was going to do it this year, but I've focused on other things and paying off any finances and stuff that I owe. Like my computer finance, I've prioritised that to get rid of that so I can pay for driving lessons. Because I am thinking of doing one of these bloody crash course things. They're quite expensive, so you need the money for it. So... I'm not really interested in graphic design, Sonia, sorry. I can make them reality with some extreme money saving. Well, possibly. Don't do what you do with ETS2, then you should stream. Practical tests are quite scarce, so you need to get it booked as soon as you pass that theory. Well, exactly. Trip to St. Helens, no thanks. Yeah, they're very hard to get. I must admit though, I am a bit torn on between doing automatic or manual. I feel with the way the world's going, driving manual, whilst it's a good idea, is it really necessary in 2025? Probably not, considering everything's going automatic. It's handy to have, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. I would like to have a driving licence, but getting a part-time job comes first. Manual. Well, yeah. You'd say that, Gold, because you drive trucks. Cancellations you can find using the apps. Easy, yeah. I've already done my research and all that sort of stuff, so I know where to go. What are you doing? No, there's a barrier there, that explains why. It's that sort of thing really, where if I'm not going to drive anything big, like a truck or a bus, you know, you can still get coaches and buses still manual, I mean most are automatic now, or anything like that, is it really worth having a manual? It's that bloody conundrum now, because everything's going hybrid or electric and it's all automatic, so it's like, is it really needed? You know, it's that conundrum. What to do? The thing with a manual licence is the cars are cheaper these days, and the licence gives you both manual and automatic, whereas auto only gives you the auto licence, possibly limiting you. Well, that's the thing, it does. There is that to it, but there's no stopping you going for manual later on down the line. You can do that, people do. I think, to be honest, I'd probably want to get my foot in the door with just automatic and then do manual later on, if it was needed. Alright, not in the right place. Oh yeah, idiot. Thought I was in the wrong place. But that's the thing. It's what works best for you. A And because I probably wouldn't be a big motorway driver, automatic's probably not a bad thing to do either. But it's that scenario. There's caveats to both, pros and cons to both. Anyway, what is his number? 1297. See? Global. Oh well. Everyone's just oiling each other. No, just nobody. Just a randomer. Anyway, another joke now. Yeah. Might have a pound somewhere. No, scrap that. Not too into in a while. Put Poznan, and I might do one more after that. I prefer manual. Well, you would say that because you drive a van. It's probably more generally the more given thing with vans is manual. Truck batteries, that will do. Let's try to go for. Go for a long one. I'll do. It is a big thing, Goggle, as well, with the choice of car. I don't want to go for something too cheap, but I don't want to go for something brand new either. It's that middle ground. I'd probably want to go for something no older than 10-year-old. Just because of... I don't know. I wouldn't want to go for something that's like 20-year-old, something like that. But... I have always said that I'd like to drive a Saab one day. So, obviously they disappeared in like 2010, 2011, was it? Scania got rid of it. So, obviously my ideal scenario wouldn't work in that regard. So, get a Mark IV Golf. Could do, to be fair. I do like Volkswagens. Reliable. I mean, it's one of them. I don't really know what car I'd really want to begin with. I think it'd be a case of see what's out there at the time, you know, and go from there. I will for the manual, since I might do a lot of motorway driving. Well, this is the thing. It's good for motorway driving. Manual, obviously. But I mean, it depends on the engine size as well. You don't want to be using a bloody crappy 1 litre on a motorway. Ugh, it's not that. Get a Swift 1.3. I mean, Suzuki's aren't bad cars, to be fair, so it wouldn't be a bad choice. But it's that scenario. See what's out there when the time comes. I'm gonna have to back off here because this guy's sort of sat there. You choose what you want, but if you get manual, you can drive an automatic. Well, that's the thing. You can. So, what are you doing? And that guy's had a skinful. Jesus. Instead of getting a Volkswagen or a Volvo. Yeah. If I can give you any advice with what with vehicles. I can't bloody speak tonight. If I give you any advice with vehicles, is don't buy French. No, don't buy French at all. French is shite. Citroen, yeah. Renault, yeah. Peugeot, yeah. Cheaply built, cheaply made, and fall apart. Although, to be fair, I'd say the same, don't buy British. Either. We can't make decent cars anymore. Mind you. We don't own any of them now. Say Stellantis own Vauxhall. Get a Honda Civic EK9. Japanese reliability. Decent. Don't touch the new Corsa either. It's made by the French. Well, exactly. Stellantis is French. They own a few companies, don't they? I don't even know if Lotus is still British. I don't think it is. I don't think there's anything that is now. Since both are known to be reliable, well, yeah. Volvos can go forever. They're looked after. There's an old Volvo estate near me. I think it's like a D-Reg and it's absolutely immaculate. D-Reg or something like that, an old one anyway. I want to say at TDI 1.9, the Black Smoke King. That'll drink petrol for fucking England. Well, Seat's Volkswagen, isn't it? So anything in the Volkswagen group's reliable. Audi, Skoda, VW, Seat, Bugatti. Oh yeah, they're owned by Volkswagen, aren't they? Or a BMW 36 M3 beast. I don't know if I'd want to go down the BMW or Audi or Merc route to begin with. I mean, I could do. There wouldn't be anything stopping me, but I don't think I'd feel... I don't know. I don't think I'd feel comfortable in them kind of German cars. Oh dear. How's it? Diesel, is it? Ah yeah, TDI. Duh. Stupid. For God's sake. Duh. Now, there's that many different bloody variations to cars. Letterings. The 1.9 CDI is probably the best engine ever made. Yeah, probably. Having to have a T4 for 6 or 7 years and had little to no issues. Yeah, it's one of them. There's quite a lot of different cars I'd go for, but so it's all about what's available at the time and what you go for. Jaguar S-Type for Sim Steve. No thanks. I'd rather not drive a Rust bucket. Especially if it's an older one. I'm known for frickin' rusting. T4's a tidy van. I'm assuming that's the typical VW issues like corroded seals. Yeah. First car I can recommend is a car of the early 2000s. Go on, Google, what is it? I don't think I'd go for someone that old. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if it was well looked after, but cars at that age, It's getting parts from sometimes. I'd get a 3-door car and remove the rear seats. Have bigger boot space. Welcome back, Andy. Polly, welcome to the stream. Volkswagen Mark IV, like Ben mentioned. Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, they are reliable Mark IVs. Went downhill in Mark V. Ugh. Decent ones are hard to find though, Google, and the miles are rarely genuine when low. Well, yeah, probably been clocked. We're coming to the end of the summer, we are indeed, sadly. But it is what it is. It won't be back. It won't be long before it's back again. Dark early, yeah. You're starting to notice it now. So you don't really notice it until the mid-August. It goes dark earlier. Obviously, once you're like the middle of August, it soon speeds up then. So you're losing probably about 5 minutes a day now, something like that. Thanks for the obvious, mate. Since I use it for my main car, picking up job lots, doing boot sales and hauling things around, also give me the option to put back the rear seats if needed. Be a new CD road next year. Well, potentially, yeah. It might not exist once they've done Benelux. I don't think it will. I think they'll get rid of it. Really depends on your budget, Steve. You could get a loan at the bank and buy a reliable car. Yeah, there is that option. I'll say I've not decided what I'm going to do yet properly. I probably won't know until I've passed my test what I'm going to do. What I'm going to buy and where from and that sort of stuff. They should make a long highway like the A10 in France. They might do. I say there's going to be a lot of road reworks done, isn't there? In Belgium and the Netherlands, so don't tie yourself up with loans on your first car. I mean, it's one of those things where it wouldn't be a great way to start. It all depends what's out there and, let's say, pricings and whether they go private or buy from a garage or what. So, I say garage, you're bound to pay more than you would do from, well, I say you pay more for a garage. Not strictly true. Buy for a private seller, you could pay more as well. So, don't buy a nice first car. Not being rude, but everyone bumps their first vehicle, including me, multiple times. Yeah. People say this. And to be fair, it is true. I'd never buy a new car anyway. They're not reliable enough. I say, the amount of people that buy new cars and have no end of problems with them, it's not worth it. If you want something that's done road mileage, you know, and it's actually worn in, well used, well, not well used, I suppose, but it's reliable enough to get you from A to B and not going to cost you a bloody fortune to fix. That's the last thing I want. I see suit you, Steve, is an Opel Corsa. Couldn't think of anything worse. I'd rather drive a Fiesta or Focus, not bloody Corsa. Red Corsa suits you, to be fair. Oh dear. I'd rather older things than new, because they're built to last. Well, that's the thing. New cars are not built at all to last. I say, the problem with all these electric cars is all these bloody battery packs they're building. The thing is, they can't recycle them when they're dead, so they just go to landfill. It's a waste. Yeah. So, it's not just that. New cars are bloody ugly and all, for the most part. Not everything is, but most are. Electric HGV is not the way forward at all. Well, no, but what do you suggest? That's the thing. Hydrogen's not reliable enough. They can't make enough of it to meet demand, so what else is there? There isn't anything. Unfortunately. The only other way you can look at it is biodiesel. That's the only other option. But even that's not taking off, so. Also, the EVs are made. Well, yeah. Most people invented electric or trucks or cars don't have a clue. Tesla, yeah. Biofuels run on combustion. Well, that's the only way, but even that's not taking off as quickly as it should. So, but biofuel would be the way to go, because most vehicles can support biofuel off the bat. You haven't got to worry about making major changes to your bloody engine and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's quite cost effective to do now, for the most part. And it'll keep vehicles on the road for a lot longer as well. For example, the Mercedes MP6 looks like a washing machine. Washing machines live longer with Mercedes. Anyway, one more job. Did say I was only going to stay in Germany, ended up in Poland. One more say Terence price of yesterday before the end of the stream. Don't have a clue what Andy's on about. Have you seen Hyundai trucks? No. We don't have Hyundai trucks in the UK. It's very rare you see a bloody Ford in the UK. Very rare. I've seen one not so long back. Hellfire. Nope, not going to make that. Actually, I might get away with it. Ooh, only just. Jesus. Have you got early access to that Russia DLC yet? No. I don't think that's ever going to come out, I don't think. I think they'll end up scrapping that. I'm surprised they haven't done it already. To be honest. I think they made a cab over Hyundai truck for the USA. That would be so weird. I don't like Ford trucks. Did Volkswagen make trucks? Yeah, Volkswagen make trucks. Volkswagen have quite a big share in South America, I believe. Brazil particularly, I think. But yeah, they do make trucks themselves, Volkswagen. I think they're just rebadged MAN trucks, maybe? I don't really know. I mean, there's a lot of MAN trucks now that look like a transporter, so I'm assuming there's a relationship there as well, in some way. It's still weird seeing MAN vans. That's so weird. Next idea was Ukraine, but they thought, oh, hell nah, after the Russia DLC didn't get done. Well, it'll get done eventually. I imagine once the war ends, Russia will probably come out, but I can't see it happening while the conflict's still ongoing. Which truck is a woman? Shut up, Krasser. Oh, bloody shit. Freightliners share Mercedes steering wheels. Yeah, they do. Yeah, Freightliner's literally just the American Mercedes, essentially. Scandia Krasser. Excellent answer, Google. I have a feeling that guy's just missed his turning. I hate when the clueless people in the industry say V8 Scanias are the best and glaze them like little trucker tin fans. All HGVs are shit because they all break down. Oh yeah, they break down because they don't get maintained properly. That's the problem, Ben. They just get worked to death. That's why they break down. Time is money, and when a truck's off the road, it's not making money. That's the problem. thought Planet Coaster was coming back. No, yes it is. That'll be next week, Crozza. Terence Price only likes Volvo because it's fast. Well, yeah. You don't see him drive anything else, really. I don't think you ever see him drive Scania. And you very rarely ever see him drive anything else now. Boring. He needs to get the most jobs on TMP. Volvos are far more beautiful than Scanias. Yeah, they are. Even on the bus side of things, Volvo is more superior than Scania. But that's always been the case. Problem with Scania is a cheap bloody suspension half the time. At least Volvo, it's a bit more heavy duty. Most reports, most jobs and everything, yeah. They do get maintained properly, don't doubt the maintenance HGVs are so unreliable in general. Well, Terence intelligence amazes me. Do you mean lack of intelligence? Also, Volvos are built like tanks. I have 400 accepted reports. And if you want safety, choose Volvo. Yeah. Yeah, lack of. Sits on the CD roads and report people ready for little things as possible. Excuse me. Yeah. I need a petrol station. Thankfully there's one coming up. That's handy. Ho ho if Terence goes to Paris. Why do you think Terence is going to go to Paris? That's never going to happen. Say Terence going to Birmingham's like him going to the south of France. Did I hear a ho ho ho? I must finish that sentence. Merry Christmas. Oh, fuck's sake, I walked into that, didn't I? The bad drivers you see there in real life is unbelievable. Trucks just keep their distance, let them pass and don't mind at all. He says Volvos are faster without knowing why, yet he's so opinionated on trucks with no knowledge but playing his little game. Volvos are faster because of the I-shift boxes, yeah. No, they've got the capability of going through the gears faster, haven't they? So they cause it to accelerate faster, so they become... And then obviously offers more top speed as a result of that. I could ram a Volvo into a wall, and the wall will take all the damage, and the Volvo would not have a single damage to it. Times would go insane if he went to Paris traffic. Ugh. Imagine if he went to the Arc de Triomphe and used that roundabout that's like 10 lanes wide with about 20 exits or whatever it is. Sometimes just wants to play the games. He might as well become a games tester doing more doing that. Well, that's true. Thing is though, Krasser, he wouldn't be able to give him feedback. It's not about being fast in the trucking industry. It's knowing how to drive, knowing how to transport the goods professionally without damaging. It's not a race. Well, no, it's not. And it's not meant to be. In my personal experience, you notice most the difference with the ice shift when you underweight and not just a unit. 500 horsepower is enough, even 460 horsepower is enough. Yeah. It is. You don't need some of this bloody 730, 750. It's overkill. For most things. The only time you really need that extra power is if you're carrying something really heavy. But even then you can manage without it. So, as I say, it's very rare you see a truck with full 730, 750 horsepower. It's very rare. Most of them I tend to see are like 500. .780 is more for special transport, yeah. Something that needs the power to be able to get up hills and stuff. In the UK, mainly Ireland, I know firms that treat it as a race and encourage drivers to pull their cards to get the job done. When it goes wrong, they throw the driver under the bus. Well, sounds about right for most driving jobs, to be honest. And it all comes down to one thing: money. I do hope one day Terence will learn from his mistakes if he ever noticed that it's just if it'll be too late. No one is perfect, but there's so much he could be doing is that he just isn't. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They say if he had a part-time job or something, he'd be in a far better position financially. And then the thing is, if he had a part-time job and he was earning over the threshold to get universal credit, nobody would bother him then. And then he could do that as much as he wants in his free time. When I went to Portugal for vacation, a truck driver passed us at a speed around 110 plus on a foggy night. Heavy rain. You couldn't see much, like almost like nothing, but that's how accidents happen. Not only that, but his health, well, yeah. Tools in Ireland. Try and get their drivers to pull their cards and crack on. He didn't care about other safety or his own. Why midlift so common in the UK? Ben will probably have to tell you about that. I think it's just purely from a drivability perspective, isn't it? Wonders why he falls ill so much. Oops. Well, he falls ill so bloody much because he doesn't look after himself. It's one of the reasons why he's in such poor health. And ultimately, it's a ticking time bomb. It'll get him eventually. driving in Portugal is like a lifestyle. Beautiful highways, a lot of mountains. No rushing. Take your time and take in the vistas. Tag axle only serves one purpose, and that's for turning in tight spaces. Mid-lifts are more common with big companies that do RDC deliveries, as there's no tight manoeuvres. I'm sort of right from a drivability perspective. It depends obviously on the job, which makes sense. Thinks he knows it all. That's what amazes me. Yeah. Thing is, Krauser, he knows nothing. He hasn't got any life skills at all. And he never will have. The longer it goes on, the worse it will get. That's the simplest way I can explain. Just don't get me started on drive axles instead of a mid-lift and a tag. Someone once asked him which graphics card. He said, I don't even know, I think it's a 1650. Yeah, he does have a clue what he's got. He's 30 with no real career path and no good source of income. It's really worrying. Well, yeah, it very much so is. Thing is, what's going to happen when he reaches pension age? He's going to have nothing. He's going to have no money at all. In fact, I say he'll have no money. He'll probably end up living a better life than me. Because he'll be on bloody pension credit and get everything for fucking nothing. He doesn't know what knack it is until he's worked in my job. He can't even be bothered to learn computers, which are his whole career. Well, he dropped out of college after starting an IT course because he couldn't hack it. T-Reg uses one foot to accelerate, the other foot to brake. Very wrong, yeah. One foot for clutch, one for brake and accelerator, but not at the same time. I don't think some of our rants are jealousy of his laziness. Do you think that way, Crozzer? About his laziness, I'm happy for what I do. Well, that's it. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what you do as a job, you contribute to society either way. He always complains about his back from sitting down. Yeah, I have a bad back from proper graft. I mean, he lives the dream. Does he though? Does he really live a dream? If I stayed lazy, like he does, your muscles will start to go weak. So he's very weak. Yeah. I mean, I'd argue that he's not exactly living a dream. How can you live a dream if you have no money? Makes no sense. He's only doing it because he doesn't know anything else. Can't better himself in any way. So, I mean, in fairness, he does do green parties. Maybe that's what he does for the community. There's no dream in his life, just nightmares. Now, he ain't living the dream. But the thing is now, he's now been elected to run the Green Party in St Helens, which is a bit of a concern. Well, he won't get anywhere. He'd be lucky if he gets elected. Nobody will vote for him. What I do is live in a dream. I would hate to see the fucking nightmare. How long is reality going to kick Terrence in the arse? Probably forever, administrator. He runs a Green Party, he can't even pay a mortgage. Terrence has the brain of a kid. That's offensive to children. I think children have a better brain than he does. Oh dear. He does go with some of his comments are concerning for his age. Well, he's old enough to know better about a lot of things, but it's actually like that, Steve. It's mentality. Well, yeah. I would say I've matured so much in the last 6 months. My life has just changed, but I don't know why. Could it be you're enjoying the job more? There's got to be something. If you want luxury, become air traffic controller. They're so desperate they're paying off people's mortgages and paying their taxes. It's probably because it's such a hard job to do. You know, you've literally got people's lives on the line. If you make one big mistake, that could be hundreds of people dead. You know, it's all that sort of thing, isn't it? So it doesn't matter what they say, human beings are the most important commodity in the world. Technically. When it comes from a logistics point of view. Someone got a whole home in Dubai to become an ATC in Dubai. They get everything paid for, including their internet. Bloody hell. I can what? I can see that little voice T-Reg saying to Ben he won't get any action. That makes no sense. I had to read that about 10 times. That made no sense. Yeah, I do enjoy it. I think it's focusing on my career has changed my maturity instead of going out looking for women. Well, that probably helps. You need a brain to do that job, Kraser. Well, yes, he does. Terrence Price is a positive member of the Euro Truck community. Okay. I mean, if you really think so, then you're just as deluded as he is. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Yeah, that's what it should be. I can hear. Anyway, that's tonight's stream wrapped up anyway, and I will see you all again tomorrow for another Euro Truck Simulator 2 stream. Should be a bit longer, hopefully, this one. Maybe about 3 hours-ish. And we'll see you all tomorrow evening about 9 PM again, and hope everyone has a good Friday. What truck would you recommend? To be fair, most of the trucks in Euro Truck Simulator 2 are fine. To be fair, the only ones I don't particularly like are the Vecos, and I mean, I don't mind the Renaults, are okay, but personally, I prefer to drive the Volvo, Scanias, the Mans, and Mercedes more than anything. I've had a lot more action in town as I've had in his life. At least I'm not that insecure. I talk about other sexuals live.